And we start. So, welcome everybody to tonight's call with Anna. We are so happy to have her on the call. That's the last call with Anna before the opening of Switzerland on June 21st. And we are really excited to have Anna here tonight because I think there is no better person to help us and understand what's going on when a market opens. What's really happening? What can we expect? How can we prepare ourselves? And how can we line up what we have already, or are we already doing in a way that we can take really advantage of what's coming? So before we give the word to Anna, let's start with a very quick check-in and just a word for the night. What do you feel like saying, Peter?
Oh, I'm very thankful to be here in that wonderful team.
Thank you. And Christian, what do you feel like saying?
No, I'm relaxed. I'm just back from vacation, so it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Jörg, what do you feel like saying?
Not much. I'm just glad to be here.
Just good. And Annick, what do you feel like saying?
Oh, I'm happy 50. I just turned 50 3 days ago.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Cool. And Sharon, what do you feel like saying?
I spent the last half an hour on the balcony, so I'm just full of sun. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Do that often. Do that often. That's very good for you.
Absolutely.
And Ingrid, what do you feel like saying?
I'm very interested.
Very interested. Cool. And Anna, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Anna, what do you feel like saying?
I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry. I was waiting for someone else. Happy birthday, Annick, first. Happy birthday to you. That's a big milestone birthday. And it's morning here for me. And what I want to say is today is the best day in my whole life.
Cool. Yeah, that deserves an applause. So how do you start the best day of your life?
Oh my goodness. I start every single, people ask me sometimes how I start my day. I start every single day in gratitude. And I not only live in the gratitude of what I have and what has happened for me, but I live in expectancy, expecting and being grateful for what I see coming. Interestingly enough, my husband said to me, my birthday's in a couple of months, and my husband said, what do you want this year for your birthday? And I said, you know what I want? I want what I have. That's what I want. I want what I have. I couldn't imagine wanting or needing something else, but I try to live in gratitude for what I don't have, and with a positive expectancy, particularly for the people that I'm working for and working with. So I start my day always in gratitude.
Thank you for sharing that. I think people who listen to you regularly, they hear the word intentional very often. So what should be our intentional, or what we should be positively expecting from the opening in Switzerland?
This is a very special time for you guys. And I've heard it said quite often that, you're sitting in these great seats. This is the best time. You have this opportunity no one will ever have. And while all of that really is true, this opportunity will still be great a year from now because it's so wide open. I remember my sponsor saying to me, right now, all the gold is on top of the grass. And what you need to do is go really fast and run around with your basket and scoop up the gold because it's sitting right where you can see it. But he would say to me, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, there's still going to be a lot of gold. But he'd say, you'll have to dig a little bit for the gold. But the difference is, all that gold that was on top of the grass is going to be in the back of our trucks. And the newer people will be digging a little bit deeper for the gold. And that's the best illustration that I can give you, because back then I didn't believe it. I didn't understand it, but today I do. And so these next couple weeks are really important for you guys, because you have an advantage. And you have an advantage because typically in the process, the sales process, whether it's just for the products or whether it's prospecting for the business, either way, it's a process. I don't think in my over 6 years, I've ever had somebody say to me, oh, here's my Visa card, just because I told them about the products. It's a process, and people buy from people they like, people they know, and people they trust. So right now, the most important thing is planting a lot of seeds, as many as you can, as quickly as you can, because the more seeds that you have planted, the less you're tied to the outcome of only one seed growing. Because there's a difference between begging one little plant to grow and having the posture, knowing that you've sown a lot of seeds and that they're going to be sprouting. So there's not that desperation because you have a lot of people that you've talked to. So now's the time, as many people as you can talk to, because it will take a couple of weeks before they're ready to purchase. That's why now it's so important, because you're in that perfect little sweet spot of time between when you first approach them and when they can actually buy. So I hope that kind of gives you a little starting point.
Sure, yeah. And I think what we, of course, heard a lot when we talked to potential brand partners who kind of said, you know, we are really excited about this product, but we would like to just become customers from your experience. So how true is that? How many of them will really buy the products when they are available? Or will they need another encouragement as well?
Yeah, you know, repeating back somebody's why is very important when you do that, because having probably some of you have now planted a lot of seeds and it's time to go back and harvest them. I say to people all the time, I'll say, well, gosh, Anik, you and I spoke when you and I spoke last month. Repeat back to them. When you and I spoke last month, you said you were very interested in getting started and getting the products. So I'm calling to go ahead and get your credit card so that we can do that, right? When you repeat back to them, like I have someone recently that said to me, I said, what are you doing with your family this summer? And she said, well, I really want to take the kids to Disneyland, and they've never been, and it would be a really big deal to do that, but I doubt that we're going to be able to afford it. And so she's talking about getting started in the business. So when I go back to her and I repeat that why to her, when I repeat something that she said to me, then I have a much better chance by saying, you know, Anik, I know that taking those kids to Disneyland was something you wanted to do. So the very reason you can't do that is the very reason you should take a look at this business. And really, you know, we have a plan for helping you get started in doing that. Can I get you some information? So repeating back, and that's why asking all the questions and caring about somebody and leading with your heart is so important, because people don't care about how much you know as much as they care about how much you care. When you ask a lot of questions and you learn about them, then you have the bridge to repeat back what they said to you, because that makes it easy, because it's their word. They already said something to you. So many people will become customers and then upgrade and become brand partners. And some of the people that are looking at the business feel like they need to do that first. But if you can give them a sample and you can let them try it for a week or so, then they will feel more comfortable about telling their friends, oh yes, I've tried it. Oh yes, I love it. Oh yes, this is amazing. They don't necessarily have to wait for a result, but they want to have the integrity of having said that they've tried it. Some will sample, some will just order.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I think everyone so far in the team has made the experience. The more you really care for people, the more you understand people, the more you help them solve problems that have nothing to do with the business, the more you really build trust, and the more they're going to tell you about their reasons why they really want to join. And I just shared. I would like to share that with the whole group. I just shared it with Anna earlier this day, that there is a new brand partner in our team, and the lady, she was not overly excited to work with Nerium, but she was so excited to work with the brand partner who has invited her. I don't want to give a name right now because we don't want to say this one is the best or whatever. No, it's just an example of what happens if you really care for people. So that lady told me that she's so excited to work with that brand partner, and that's why she joined the team. And I think for the ones of you who have worked with me in one of the heartfelt leadership trainings, you know how much emphasis I put on leading a team, how important it is to lead the team, and not only to be a great leader, but also to be a great follower. This is how you become a great leader, by following your people, because there are certain things that your people can do much better than you can. So at that point of time, it's time just to step back and to follow and let them lead and show them how important they are for the team. And I think this is what I've learned also so far from Anna, and you could see it from her answers. It's just really caring and having meaningful interactions with each other, and that's part of the fun also of this job. We can really help a lot of people. So we talked in the last week's call a little bit about massive action, about blitz days, and about the 20 and 30, winning 20 brand partners in 30 days. Is this the time to do that, Anna? Right now, this is a good time to start with 20 and 30?
There's never a better time than right now. You are in, I call it, it's very American slang, but the sweet spot of time right now for really massive action. And really what that looks like is just more action than you would have done normally, whatever that looks like to you. You know, we at Nerium, we train on 2 a day, but now is the time to do 10 a day if you can. Now is the time to plant as many seeds as possible, because 2 weeks from now, someone will say, well, I want to try it. And you'll say, do you want to try it for 5 days or do you want to try it for 30? Great. Let's get the order in so you can try it for the full 30 days, money back guarantee, nothing to lose but the wrinkles, right? Nothing to lose but the credit card debt, nothing to lose but the financial worry, right? We have that for them. But this really is the time. I promise you, you will harvest a very big crop if you spend the time right now. People that you've talked to, it's very easy to say, gosh, you know, it's that time. Our country's finally opening in the next couple weeks. I want to go ahead and get your order. Is it okay if I call you on the 21st, right? Ask for permission for that. You know, can I see what they need? See if they need to sample, see if they need to look at more information. One of the most effective tools here, you guys, we use our 3-way calls. I know Hardy is amazing. If you can use each other to talk to your prospects, it's way more powerful than you talking to them because you're just too close. It's the same as if I tell my son not to do something and he doesn't listen to me, but the guy next door that's broke and an alcoholic can tell him the same thing and he listens, right? I know my husband doesn't always listen to me, but if someone else tells him the same thing, he somehow can hear it. So definitely you want to use each other. Definitely use Hardy. I think he would be so valuable in helping you. But biggest pieces of advice is plant a lot of seeds, number one. Number two, do not work alone. And if you could get a group of people together to deliver the information, you leverage your time. So you can talk to one at a time over a coffee or a tea, or you could get a group of people together. And I'm sure you guys are scheduling a few events that you can do where you can have, invite 5, 6, 7, 10 people and share the information all at once. So this is a time to go fast. No question, no question. Much easier to build fast than slow, and a lot more fun.
Yeah. Can you just explain for Ingrid, for instance, is very new to the team. Just what is the three-way call? How do you apply it?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, a three-way call is very, very simple. It's nothing more than, say, if Ingrid, you were talking to someone on the phone and you were giving a little bit of information, maybe you were messaging them some before and after pictures, and they're interested, or they're asking questions, right? If they're asking questions, they're interested. And I built my whole business this way in the beginning. When someone asked a question, I would say, wow, that's a great question. I'm not the best at explaining it. Hold on a second. Let's ask Hardy. And then adding someone, Hardy or someone, to the call with you. And then when you add them to the call and you open the line between the two people, then you just want to edify both people. You might, Ingrid, you might say, hi, this is my friend Anik. Hey, Anik, while you were on hold, I got my friend, my business partner, Hardy, on the line. He's a great guy. He knows a lot of the answers. And Hardy, this is my friend Anik. We went to school together. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I've sent her some pictures and she had some questions. And so now you've created this very warm and nice environment for the two of them to talk. And now, Ingrid, you just get to not say anything and mute your phone, and you can listen and you can take notes. You're going to hear the questions, you're going to hear the answers, and your friend has a more likely possibility of believing what Hardy says, for example, than what you say. You don't have to feel like you're selling. You don't have to feel like you know the answers. You can actually just let someone else help you. It is, I will tell you that I was very tough in the beginning because I was nervous about that. I had a lot of fear about that. And my sponsor kept asking me to let him help me. And I had a hard time with it. I really did. I'm going to be honest. But the best thing that I did was try it, because it really works. And in the beginning, I built my whole team that way. And then I got better. And then I could be the person on the phone for one of my new people, being the expert or being the person to help out with the call. So I say a great way to practice is just get one friend on the phone and get another friend on the phone. Practice connecting the call. Just ask your friend, say, I'm just going to practice connecting the call so I can do a conference call. You can get very comfortable doing it with some friends. And then you feel like when it's time and you need someone, you feel very confident in connecting the call. So hopefully that helps.
Oh, yes, very much. Thank you very much. And I think sometimes people hear something like that three-way call and they think, oh, this is far too complicated for me. It's not. It's really, really simple. And I would encourage everybody here on the team, just tomorrow call one of the people here on the phone, here on the call, or even some who could not come because they have a market party this evening, and just try it and see how it works. It works really well with most of the phones, and once you're really comfortable, it's an easy way to do. And you can also agree probably on a code with the people you work on a regular basis, so you can WhatsApp or Telegram them a code when you are in need, so the people can already show you if they are available. So before you even mention on the phone that you will doing a three-way call, you already know that the person will be there. And sometimes that's what I use often, because it helps me if I know that the person is available. And I do that not only in network marketing. Sometimes it's really helpful. And for the people who are interested, I can send you some scientific background about what Anna talked, because that has been researched intensely. That recommendations from someone else you don't know are much stronger than from a person you know, like, and trust. And that's the funny thing. Even if people know you, they like you, they trust you, if it comes from a third party, it's even stronger. And that's something that you should really consider using, and share your experience with the other ones in the team on our base camp, so people can see when it works. Like the things Annick is doing with her smoothie morning workshops with the ladies. I think that's also a great idea that no one else so far has come up with, and it works, and we all heard it, so we just had to copy it. Sometimes we do not have to make our lives so difficult, but just listen and duplicate what works for others. And so the opening will create a lot of momentum. We will be very excited. I hope that most of us suddenly realize, if they look into their dashboards, that it's still possible to go to Las Vegas, even if you missed the double points in May, which would have made your life much easier. But we still want to go and travel to Las Vegas. So don't slow down. And make sure that you really look on a regular basis how you are doing, because you got a great start 2 weeks ago. Wow, if you keep that pace up every second week, you're already there. Rest assured that will work for you. And Annick has lined up a lot of people, and if only 5% of the people you talk to and were excited will sign up with you in the first 30 days, you will be there. I think we should, as Anna told us, we should create positive expectations, and just realize that that it's not that far. We are very close to the finish line, and we should not slow down. We just keep the pace and walk through the line, and realize how good it feels if you have done it. So, from your experience, Anna, once the excitement of the opening is over and the first 30, 45 days are over, what can we do? What is a good thing to keep our attitude level high, to keep momentum high, to make sure that we do not slow down, that we set a new standard? What can we do there?
So one of the things that will keep the momentum going and keep the energy high, and it starts really immediately, because once you bring in a new brand partner, for example, now time is of the essence, right? We want to help them get qualified, 3-year free qualified. We want to help them begin to get their first 3 brand partners. We want to help them get up to 9 customers to maximize the compensation plan. So the excitement not only is for all of us to be going out and recruiting, but also to get them started properly, right? To duplicate, because if you brought 10 people in at $1,000 sign up, I'm using dollars, American dollars, but $1,000 sign up, that's 10,000 in volume. But next month, those people are only worth whatever the auto ship is, unless you help them get started. And so one of the things over the first 30 to 45 days is making sure they get started, but don't manage, only you keep going, because there's a brilliant psychology that happens when the leader keeps going, because we say in the US, the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. So if the leader keeps recruiting, the team keeps recruiting because they don't want to be left behind. They see you continue to recruit. So you'll have the excitement of getting new people started. And definitely we want to work on maybe some skills and some training on that, because if you have a lot of people getting started at once, you don't want to lose anybody because you didn't help them properly, right? But also, if you keep going and you keep bringing people onto the team, you'll never run out of people to help and get started, because some won't go to work right away. They might not go to work for a month, right? So you want to keep going and keep recruiting. And the excitement really, for me personally, is always has been and still is. I still recruit 2, 3, 4 people personally every single month, because that's where the excitement is, right? Bringing new people in, helping them get started, and watching them grow, and watching them learn how to duplicate, and watching them learn the system. So I keep my energy really high by I never stop personally sponsoring new people or personally bringing in new customers into the business. And I think actually that's where most of the fun is. So
cool. And by the way, I think everybody could feel that. Could feel the excitement when you're talking about it. That's it. And I think you're a great role model, and it's easy for us just to listen to you, to watch you, and to get excited also and say, if she can do it, I can do it too. So that's something that we should really start to believe. If Anna can do it and she can explain it to us, we can do it too. And everybody should probably picture himself in 2 years being invited by someone on a call and talking to their team and saying, you know, this is what I learned from Anna right before the opening of Switzerland. And I really love to see many of you doing that and having a lot of fun with your teams. So I know that Anna has a very, very busy day, and we are coming close to the end. And I would like to make an exception. Normally we do not do questions, but if someone has a burning desire to ask something that cannot wait, then please raise your hand and get the opportunity to ask Anna a question before we let her go. Has anyone something he wants to ask right now? No? Good. You made everything clear, so we know what to do now. And I know that you're watching us. You're very, very, very good in watching your dashboard, so you know exactly if you're doing what we're saying. And I like these reminders in the soft way that Anna is doing. It really shows that she cares and she knows what's going on. And before we let Anna go, let her first check out. And what do you feel like saying, Anna, before you leave us?
I have a couple of things to say, actually 3 things on my mind. Number one, I want to say that if any of you can make it to our national conference, it will be a massive, it will give you something you could never, ever get in the history of your business here. Each of you, what you don't see is what I see. Each of you is starting right before a national conference. This national conference will give you the fuel. It will give you the belief. It will give you the training. You will meet people from all over the world that can help you in your business, relationships that you could never have if you didn't attend. And anything that I could do to help any one of you get there, I am heavily invested in that, because I know how many times I've been to a conference and I've said, I wish so-and-so was here. I wish I could have gotten this certain person here. So if there's any way you could make it, please, from the bottom of my heart, don't miss this opportunity. That's one thing. Number 2, I would say to you that you have an opportunity right now to make history. And I know, being one of the first in my country, I know what it's like to be able to look back and to talk to my team and say, oh my gosh, remember when the shipping didn't work right? Remember when the orders didn't go through? Oh my gosh, remember when Sally quit? Don't you wish you was still here? And to see the team that is built as a result of your saying yes and this big domino effect, because you said yes, and you're going to look back and there are going to be people in multiple countries on your team speaking lots of different languages, following the exact same simple system that you did when you got started, and they didn't give up, and neither did you. And the last thing that I want to tell you is my gratitude for today. I am so grateful for each of you, and I'm so incredibly grateful for the new Swiss team that is going to be coming through each and every one of you. So thank you, Hardy, for having me on. I just love you guys. I'm so blessed to know you, and I'm here for anything you need. So please feel free to reach out anytime.
Thank you very much, Anna. I think I speak for all of us that we are also grateful to have you here as our leader, and there are plenty of things we can learn from you, and I'm every time excited to see you again. So what other people, what do you feel like saying, Sharam, at the end of today's call?
Thank you for giving me the voice, Hardy and Anna. I just simply want to say that I am genuinely touched by what you were saying, Anna, at the end. This is, for me, genuine heart energy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharam. And Anik, what do you feel like saying?
Ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff. Wow, that's in your DNA. Jörg, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you very much for supporting us. It's great. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you for being here, Jörg. And Peter.
Anna, thank you very much for supporting us, and I appreciate you very much, Anna.
Thank you, Peter. And Ingrid, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you very much. All the best for you, all the best for the team, all the best for us all.
Thank you very much, Ingrid. And last but not least, Christian.
Yes.
From our big extension of our country.
Yes. No, I'm from Munich, so I wish you Swiss guys all the best for the start in Switzerland. And if I can support you, I will do this. And thank you, Hardy. Thank you, Anna, for supporting us. It's really helpful. And for me, I also can tell it's one of the reasons to join Nerium, because you, Erhard, are really a great leader for us. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Christian. I really appreciate that. But a leader can only be a leader if there's a great team. Otherwise, that does not work. So I think the gratitude belongs to all of you. And I want to also say thank you very much, Anna. And don't forget, tomorrow we have a presentation. Anik is organizing it. Bring your guests. Make sure we really promote our events, and we take a chance to get one step closer to Vegas. I have not given up. I want to go there with many of you. So please help each other and make it happen. Let's surprise Anna and make her work for hotel rooms if they are. So thank you very much, everybody, for tonight's call. Have a wonderful week. Some of you I see tomorrow, and the rest I wish a wonderful and a successful week. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye, guys.
I will stay on the call. I will stop the recording now. So if you have technical questions, stay on the call and I can help you and answer it right now so they don't have to wait.